Hello again. Welcome. I'm Brian,
And I'm Brian.
and this is Bryan versus Bryan, episode 9, uh, video game movies. Two subjects that we are very versed on. We're like the Siskel and Ebert of video game movies, and we're about to fill your your eye holes and your ear holes with all the facts, which ones are worth watching and which ones are garbage. Spoiler alert: most are garbage.
Yes. Arguably, all of them are garbage, but
By the end of this, I'm gonna get to. I don't know if maybe there's more than one, but I know one. I have one in my mind that is actually a good movie and I enjoy, and I
mm,
think did really good job, and I think it's universally liked by a lot of people. So, first of all, uh, let's start at the beginning. What's the first super or not superhero, but the first video game movie I can remember is probably Mario Brothers, the
mm.
live action one. You think so?
Yeah, I think that was yeah, I think that was 93. I don't have a fond memory of Mario. I think I discovered Mario Brothers later on in life, but I think in terms of what came out first, I think Mario Brothers is definitely the pioneer of video game movies. I think Double Dragon was around that time as well.
Oh shit. I remember liking that one at the time, but
What,
even
Double
at
Dragon or Mario?
both,
Both.
but I was talking about Double Dragon. Um, but I'm remembering it was a bad movie, even as a kid. But I like it. But Mario, that's a storied production on that movie. You heard all this stuff about the Mario production?
I've heard it's a crazy story and a nightmare of a production, but I don't know what the
Yeah,
full story.
I watched a couple documentaries on it. It's really cool. I like the Mario Brothers movie. I think it's a, a fun, weird fucking movie. Really, it's not a good Mario movie. It's not a good video game movie, but I think it's a fun, like early 90s weird ass movie. It's watchable. I can watch it. And it's got a lot of nostalgia. John Leguizamo was the best thing to come out of that movie as Luigi. He's awesome. And but the production, it was like directed by a husband and wife team, and they wanted to go ultra. They wanted to go Chris Nolan with it, and that's why it's the way it is, super ultra realistic, and they wanted to use like almost nothing of real Mario, and it was constantly changed. Budget fucking went over the limit a couple times. I heard they were terrible with the actors, and the actors hated them. And by the end of the filming, like actors would show up to set with derogatory statements about the directors, like made on T-shirts, like they made T-shirts for everybody
Wow.
and had them wear it to set, and they just hated them and just fucked around and drank on set, like during filming. So yeah, it's a crazy story, and yeah, it's not very good if you really get down to it. But it's got a cool story. It's one. It's like if not the first, it's one of the first. It's got a. I think it's a cool aesthetic. It's a. It reminds me of like Total Recall or some shit, dude. It's really weird.
Yeah. Or like I remember there's parts where they go into like a city where it looks like Blade Runner, right? Or like
Yeah,
the
it's like
underground of Demolition Man. That's kind of what it reminded me of.
yeah,
I thought that was
totally.
kind of a cool aesthetic. Wherever the fuck they were. I haven't seen that movie in years, but
Yeah, the Koopas.
they
That
were
one guy.
plumbers, so they got that.
Yeah, it's got a one line that I still use a lot. It's John Leguizamo as Luigi has the best line. So because Mario says something's impossible, and he says to Mario, he says, "Improbable, unlikely, but never impossible, Mario." There you go. Good,
There
good
we go.
tip for life. So that's the first one. Uh, Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat both came out around that time.
Yeah.
I like Street Fighter, dude.
I had to
That
laugh
was
when he said Street Fighter.
that was so bad. It's so bad. It's good. Like they knew what they were. They knew it was a shit show. It's got that one guy. Damn, what's the actor who plays Bison?
Raul Julia.
Yes, his
Yeah.
last movie. he filmed this whole movie with like stomach cancer or uh, some kind of cancer, and he just wanted to get one more movie in because his kids were. He knew he was dying because his kids were Street Fighter fans, and he wanted to have a movie that they could watch and enjoy. He thought it was going to be good. Jean Claude Van Damme as
My
a
boy. That's my boy right there.
what the heck is the main? I wasn't too into Street Fighter the games.
What the fuck was his name?
The American dude. Damn.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but anyways, the super American. He's got military fighters. He's got the flag on it. They get Jean Claude Van Damme.
He's fucking French.
Yeah,
I'm gonna shove my foot so far up Bison's ass with a stupid ass speech at the end.
Yeah. Bison. Yeah, I love it, dude. Sean Claude Van Damme, and he's notoriously just coked out on the set of that movie every fucking day, and they could barely get him on set to film. They had to like hire wranglers for him for that movie. If you can be that fit while doing that much cocaine, there's no problem with it. You're fine. You can handle your stuff.
Let him be.
Yeah. You don't get muscles like that being sober. You got to be jacked up and.
I think there again. I haven't seen this movie in years, but I'm pretty sure there's a shot. It could be in that speech at the end that I just referenced. That I'm going to shove my foot so far Bison's ass. I'm pretty sure the camera pushes in real quick and he fucking does that, and his muscles is like right in the shot. I'm like,
and he's got the little like. It looks like
yeah.
It looks like a temporary USA flag tattoo, and it's really small. Like in the game, it's like bah. And in the movie, it's just like whoop. It's a little use baby oil to remove tattoo.
Oh man, that movie's great.
But yeah, so far we haven't had any gems. But I like both of those. Those are if you're a '90s kid, those are both I think pretty watchable as like nostalgia trips. It's not something you're popping in once a year to watch, but
yeah,
they're watchable. And then, like I said, Mortal Kombat. So, as I was gonna say, I think Mortal Kombat could be the best video game movie. I think it's really close to the source material. Had really awesome casting. It makes a good movie. Period. The game premise, martial arts tournament, kind of like Enter the Dragon, pretty much is what the movie is. And I thought it was really good. It wasn't too campy, but it was a little bit. And yeah, I could watch that movie to this day. Not the sequel, but the first one, really awesome. And I think it might be the best video game movie.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this conversation, that's kind of where I was too. But it goes without saying, I'm only going to say this once because I think it goes without saying, like through the rest of this episode, that in these movies, you kind of have to lower your standards a little bit. And I think that Mortal Kombat technically isn't that great of a movie, but it is watchable and there are fun moments. And I think there's good fight choreography and cool sets, and the music is straight out of the 90s with the fucking electronica stuff. It's kind of fun. But yeah, I think the Mortal Kombat for sure is the best video game movie that I've seen.
Yeah, it's awesome. And the fucking theme song is a banger, dude. That Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Like, tell me you weren't bumping that damn techno song back in, I think it came out in 95.
95, yeah.
But yeah.
One of my not earliest memories, but one of my memories growing up as a kid is I remember my brother, who's older than me, he was going to see Dumb and Dumber, and I don't remember if I knew what Dumb and Dumber was. I think it was one of those situations where I just wanted to see a movie and I knew my brother was going, so I had to bug my brother and my parents, and he didn't want to take me, obviously, and I think my parents convinced him to take me with him and his friends. And I remember sitting in the theater waiting for Dumb and Dumber to start. The trailers were going. All of a sudden, the fucking New Line thing came on. All of a sudden, it starts. It's a Mortal Kombat trailer, and they're doing the theme song, and they're showing all the characters. And I'm like, me as a 9-year-old kid, just my eyes are, popping out of my skull. And yeah, it's one of my earliest childhood memories is watching that trailer for the first time and being so excited.
Yeah, probably just like that DiCaprio meme that's going around.
Yeah.
But you wanted to see it.
I saw it at the Uptown opening weekend. I remember seeing that.
It's really good. The guy who plays Liu Kang is fucking amazing as Liu Kang. It's like, damn, that's Liu Kang. Fucking
You
Shane.
got Christopher Lambert in there.
Yeah, the Highlander was good. I loved him. It's like our world is taking over, and when he does the fucking lightning out of his eye, just kind of looks at the camera and it goes. I was like, oh, I love that. I love that shit. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then yeah, Shang Tsung, that guy was fucking awesome. Like
Yeah.
you still, who doesn't quote that to this day? Like, your soul is mine, all the time. Like, at the beginning where Lou's brothers, that gets his fucking neck snapped. Woo!
God damn it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're in agreement. Then that's the best video game movie.
Yeah.
So it's a downhill from
Downhill
here.
from me.
The best video game movie was made in 1995. So,
Hold on, before we move on, what's your favorite fight in that movie? I'm curious. There's a lot of good ones in there.
You know what? I used to like Sub-Zero Liu Kang, but then watching retrospectives of the movie and stuff, I realized that that's not it. It's like fucking 12 to 20 seconds. It's not even.
Yeah,
like
it's not very long. Yeah.
So I think. Well, I really like when they're fighting out in the sand. Remember, they're out on the beach, like the first day. The couple of little fights they had there. But then I think it's got to be Scorpion and Johnny Cage. That fight was dope.
Yeah, dude, it's so good.
Yeah, in the forest, and then down to hell. Then he does the friendship and throws the fucking photo sign. Friendship. They should have popped it. Should have had the guy come.
Yeah, dude, that's by far the best fight scene in that movie. Like he starts in the forest and like they're fighting from a distance and he's Scorpion's shooting his chain thing and hitting trees. Oh man, so good.
Yeah, that guy who played Johnny Cage is really good too. And I was so hyped. Everyone was hyped for the sequel because it was a good movie. And then fucking sequel, oh my god, so much god awful CG. They changed like every actor. It's like just Liu Kang is the same. They killed Johnny Cage in like the first 2 minutes or so of the movie. Like, oh shit, they just killed Johnny Cage.
Yeah, he's like one of the best characters. Yeah, what the fuck? And he was a different actor.
Yeah. And I think Sonya was a different actor too. I think they all were. I don't think they got anybody back. Shit.
Yeah, I think it was just Liu Kang. Weren't they in like hamster balls under the?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
The new Shang Tsung was terrible too. They got the dad from Dexter. Oh, and his head was like his head was shaved. I was like, why the fuck? At least give him long hair to try and get into this continuity here. Yeah, it was bad. Next couple ones I have on here from that era, Pokemon came out around that time. Animated Pokemon, that was pretty good. I haven't seen it in a long time, but most of the things I see about it now are that it's just a bore fest, and I think I kind of remember that being a bore fest. But remember, you got the cards from getting a movie ticket.
Oh yeah.
So I made my whole family go to that motherfucker. There's 7 cards to get, and so you get a random one. I think I might have got like 3, and you got a double from 4 of my family members going. And then I remember at the theater, it was so boring that I'm leaving the theater and going to the bathroom and stuff and like trading Pokemon cards with kids in the hall, the cards you got from the movie. By the end of the movie, I had all fucking 7. Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
But that's what I remember of Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't remember much. I remember liking it. I mean, I don't know. I was probably 12 or 13. I was really into Pokemon back then. So I remember liking it, but I haven't seen it as an adult.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has the sad scene.
Is that the one where like
a
bunch of people start crying and fucking resurrects them?
Yeah, I think Ash dies and Pikachu's tears bring him back or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the opposite, but you always see that like meme. You don't know what sad is till you've seen this, and so like
Ash dead on the ground.
Yeah. Silent Hill. That one was had a eerie feel to it. It almost got the ambiance of the video game, right? But it was terrible as far as storyline and actual following the game. But it looked similar to the move to the games, because the games are always that pulled back isometric Resident Evil style, but very foggy. So visually that one looked almost really good, but it's just terrible.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. I mean, it's when it comes to the story of that movie and the characters and dialogue, it's laughable. But what they nail is the atmosphere and the
Yeah,
feeling of Silent Hill. Like some of the visuals are very creepy in the game and in the movie.
yeah.
Pyramid Head was cool to see in the live action. Speaking of which, as a side note, I started playing Silent Hill 2 last night. Got about like 3 hours in, and that game still holds up, and it's amazing. And you all should play it.
All right.
But yeah, yeah, I think that movie is, I think, one of the better ones just for like getting the feeling of the video game right. But yeah, in terms of story, it's I don't remember shit about it.
That's going to be a big theme with these movies is story. These video games have awesome stories, usually the ones they choose, and that's why they're made into movies. But then they change it all
Hmm.
for the movie. They like change all sorts of different things. I don't know, understand. A lot of these would be so good if they're just a direct adaptation of the game story,
Yeah.
and I don't understand why they don't know that's what people want. When you say you want, okay, here's an example. When you say we're making a Resident Evil movie, I'm like, oh shit, that's gonna be dope. Got the mansion, you got
Hmm.
zombies, you got Jill, you got fucking Chris. None of that shit is in the goddamn movie. I think maybe they have a mansion, but fuck, they just fucking Wes Anderson goes fucking so stupid on it, and they make up a character. Guess who's in it? It's Mila Jovovich as Mila Jovovich. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
who the fuck is this? Those movies are so fucking terrible. And then they tried to like connect them back to Resident Evil near the end, where they throw in every character, like, hey, it's fucking Leon, all right. But we
Hmm.
don't know Leon in this movie universe at this point. You're just uh you're betting that we do know him from the games, and we do, but that ain't Leon that you're putting in this movie. He's just some fucking guy with the long bangs. Hello.
Yeah. Just fan service sounds like.
It's just so bad. Jesse loves those fucking movies. She'll
To
watch them all the time, all like four of them. I'm like, dude, these are fucking trash. How do you watch this shit?
I'd watch the first one. I don't know if I love it, but I think it's watchable.
Yeah, it's the most watchable, but it's still pretty fucking stupid. The fucking laser grid scene.
Oh yeah, yeah. I want to go back to what you're saying about games having stories and like when these screenwriters or directors come in, they change them and as a detriment. Like I was saying, I was playing Silent Hill 2 last night, and why the fuck isn't that the story of the movie? Like all Silent Hill 2's prologue is that this guy got a letter from his dead wife saying that she's at Silent Hill, so he's going to Silent Hill. It's
Yeah,
such an easy setup. But in the movie, if I remember right, it's like some girl's having nightmares. Silent Hill, Silent Hill. She's like walking in the woods, and her parents are like, "We got to take her to this place, Silent Hill. Get in the car." And I'm like, "What? What the fuck is happening?" But yeah,
yeah.
if they just
Are you,
stick to some of these stories, I think that they write themselves really.
yeah, for sure. Are you playing like the remastered one?
Yeah, the collection, the 2 and 3
Yeah.
on
I heard
three or Xbox One.
I heard they're really fucking shitty on the remaster. Have you noticed anything weird about it?
No, I
No.
mean, other than an outdated control scheme, other than that, it plays well. I haven't had any issues with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Just all the reviews say they're terrible versions of the game to
Hmm.
play. But I haven't played those games in so long that I probably wouldn't notice anything.
Yeah.
Uh, just wondering. Well, obviously you probably were playing the remaster. I don't think you had like a PS2 lying around, huh?
No,
You should.
I should. I've been
a
looking at
fat,
some on eBay.
a fat, a fat one too. Is get the
Hmm.
good one. So, oh, that brings us after Silent Hill. It brings me to like one. This is one of my favorite games of all time. When it was the first game I ever played that had dual analog controls. It was on PS2. I'm playing the whole first level and thinking, wow, this is fucking shitty. This is hard. How the fuck? This is stupid. And then my thumb accidentally hits the second stick, and then the camera kind of moves. I'm like, oh shit. And then I was like, oh shit. Dad, it uses the other stick. Like we're playing, me and my dad are playing the whole fucking first level with one stick. And this is a Max Payne. That's
Oh yeah,
not an easy game to play with one fucking stick.
yeah.
But uh I just remember the story as a kid being so fucking good. It's like a movie. It's like every twist and turn you want to know more. It makes you keep playing for hours and hours just to get more of the story. And then the movie they made, oh my fucking god! When I heard about they were doing it, I was pumped, dude. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, that's a perfect game for a movie. It's a dark noir tone to it and
You got
color.
Marky Mark.
Yeah, they got racist ass Marky Mark.
Fuck you and your mother, all right?
Hey, a Max Payne over here. Hey. uh, so yeah, they ruined the story. Nothing like the game. I just don't understand it. It was so bad.
Hey, was the it's been years and years since I've played Max Payne, but were those cinematics? I remember them. Weren't they like comic strips, or were they actually like
Yeah,
cinematics?
they were like comic strips because it was made by Remedy, right? Who does Control,
Yeah, yeah.
Quantum Break. Uh, so this was their first game ever, and it started off as many different things, and it changed. And so I remember they needed to get the cutscenes done, and so they couldn't do the pre-rendered type. But they worked really good for the type of story it was. It's like LA Noir comic book,
Yeah.
and the voiceover by the guy, puts his voice in a lot of their games. It was really awesome. I think I don't think it's Alan Wake's voice. But he works on like all their games.
Mm.
So yeah, it was comic book, and it was a first game, and they started making this game I think with like 4 or 5 people too, which is pretty fucking amazing. That's the way it came out. And then Rockstar somewhere along the line or
I
saw
think
it.
it was 3, right? Or 2? Was it 2 or 3 that they started? I know 3 for sure is Rockstar, but I don't know.
No, the first one. God damn it, I have it over here. Yeah, the first one's Rockstar. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
published by Rockstar.
Published, yeah, yeah.
Rockstar saw it and loved it, and it's like, dude, we'll help you publish this game. And then they gave him a little more money to get it done. But yeah, they bought it after 2 because then 2 was a huge success. 2 is probably my favorite in the franchise. It's fucking awesome and very underrated. And then they bought it and made 3. 3 is decent. It's really cool graphically. Uh, but it's probably the weakest of the 3. But I really wish they'd bring that back, man. Like they haven't done anything with Max Payne in forever, Rockstar, and they haven't made a game in fucking forever. Well, I guess they did Red Dead, but we need Max Payne 4 or a remaster like of all 3 in one
Yeah,
big next gen remake where it just looks awesome. That would be
that'd be
so
cool.
sweet.
Yeah, I think I want to say I definitely played the first, but I think I had to go back and play it. I think my first Max Payne was 2, and that game fucking ruled. I had it on the Xbox, and I loved that game. That game
Yeah,
is so good.
2 is good, dude. With Mona Sachs.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just really good story in those games. Like fucking amazing. I didn't know video games could tell that good of a story at that point.
So what's I haven't seen the movie. What's your you didn't obviously it sounds like you didn't like it.
I can barely remember the movie now. It's so forgettable, but I just remember it hadn't. They took story points from the game and just went totally crazy with them. It's like it's Satanist group kills his wife, and that's kind of how it is in the game. They're like you find out they worship Satan, but it's not a big part of it. And there's not like fucking ghosts and goblins and shit. And they kind of go more supernatural
What?
in the movie. And yeah, it's fucking bad, dude. And that was some terrible casting to Marky Mark.
And Mila Kunis, right?
Oh yeah, she is in there. I don't know if she plays Mona Sachs or not. Maybe she does, but I have to watch it again just for shits to see how bad it actually is. But it's bad. Um, Doom came out around that time.
Mm, The Rock.
I know some people really like Doom.
All I remember, I saw it in theaters. I think I was in high school. I think I saw it with Dave. I mean, maybe I don't know if I'd met you yet. I don't know what year that came out, but
I don't think so. I think that was like '05. I think I
mm,
started coming around like '06.
yeah, the only thing I remember about Doom is that badass first person view for that goes on for
Yeah.
like 5 minutes or something. But
Other than
other than
that,
that, it's pretty forgettable.
yeah, and that could make a really cool sci-fi movie, man. a
Hmm.
rift opens up to hell. I was like, that's a cool story. Do something more with it. But a lot of people like Doom, and it's gotten, you know how it's one of those movies that's not liked when it came out. It's got a big cult following now.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't see why. I still think it's not very good at all. Uh, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I stayed away from that.
So, some more. I tried to watch it a couple times. I just couldn't get going. Uh, that's another one that's a good story. If you just take the first Assassin's Creed, that you can go into this machine and then live out an ancestor's memories. Like that's a pretty cool sci-fi type that's a cool time travel mechanic, first of all, without
Yeah.
having to actually time travel, because you're just like going in their memories and you can slightly change things but not too much. uh yeah, so that, I think that lent itself to a movie pretty well. Then they got Fassbender. I was like, ooh, okay, you got
Hmm.
like a good actor. And yeah, it just didn't work out. They tried to, they the story is nothing. It's kind of like the movie, or it's kind of like the video game. But why does it have to be kind of? Why can't it be the video game story? I don't understand these things. I always change it for the worse.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the next ones on my list were Resident Evil, and we kind of already went over that. There's a lot of them. I don't know how they kept getting fucking green lights for these movies, man.
Yeah, there's like 7 of them.
You kept
And
making money.
the same director who directed some of them. I don't think he did all of them. But he's married to Mila,
Yeah,
what's her last name?
Jovich.
Jovich.
Hmm.
Him
She
and
kind
Mila him and Mila Jovich are doing a Monster Hunter movie that's coming out
Oh yeah,
this
that
year.
looked fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I didn't see the trailer. I just saw a screenshot of her with like a giant sword on her back, and the
Hmm.
Monster Hunter garb. I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad.
Yep.
This is gonna be bad. But yeah,
Yep.
he did every one of those movies.
No.
He did.
He didn't do the second one, did he?
He did every fucking one.
I
Dude,
thought only he did a couple of them.
they gave him the franchise and he ran with it.
Holy shit.
Oh, it's bad. I don't know what other movies he had done. Why'd they give him those movies? I know he'd done like a big movie before that, or a
He
known
did
movie.
from what I remember, his first movie, his that put him on the map was Event Horizon.
Oh, okay, that was a pretty good movie.
And he did Mortal Kombat. I guess Mortal
Oh
Kombat put him on
yeah,
the map.
that's
Yeah.
why I remember, because he did good at Mortal Kombat. They're like, this guy's pretty good at video game movies.
Hmm.
I don't know. He hit it out of the park with Mortal Kombat.
And the Event
That's
Horizon's dope for
Yeah,
what it is, I guess.
that's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
But Mortal Kombat, I guess the story is kind of pretty basic. How are you going to change it? Unless you just like, it's not Liu Kang. It's it's Billy Madison, and he's the main character, and yeah, so he just adapted it. But then I don't know, maybe he got a big ego because Mortal Kombat did well, and he's like, well, fucking now I'm gonna make my video game movie. Nobody wants your Resident Evil. They want Capcom's Resident Evil. That's the big mistake I think these people make, because they never work with the game maker, and get approval for story and stuff, and ever, never.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't have the story take place in the mansion instead of the hive. The whole movie takes place in the hive for the most part. This
Yeah,
is I don't know. Whatever.
the the little AI girl's pretty creepy. That's about it.
Yeah. You're all gonna die down here. Fucking stupid ass lines in every horror movie.
They die down here at night mostly. Mostly. So Tomb Raider, those came out.
Mm.
I
And there's a
never.
new one.
Yeah, I heard the new ones are pretty good. Um, just like the Tomb Raider reboots are better than the originals, I think. So same thing with the movies. Uh, Not much to
Yeah.
say about Tomb Raiders. I think
I
they were just.
mean, yeah, I think the only thing that came out of Tomb Raider, I think, is showing everybody that Jolie can be an action star because
Oh,
she
that's.
fucking kicks ass. Well,
I thought you were gonna say showing Jolie's tits, and I was like, yes, yes.
there's that too, I guess.
They should have
Yeah.
had her like go in front of the camera and just kind of, because that was a big Resident, or was a big Tomb Raider thing. You get the perfect way to go up to the camera when you're playing, to move the polygonal tits right up to the camera, and they had a tiny bit of bounce to them, so you're like,
God damn
Yeah.
it.
Look at those bad boys. And they were like fucking triple G
Yeah.
on this tiny, scrawny little girl. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But no, she hadn't done an action movie before that, so I think that kind of put her on this, you know, put her on this road to be an action star.
Yeah. Set her up for Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
We'll forever be grateful for this. So, what about the fucking Prince of Persia? Call me Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
Jake Gyllenhaal as the as the Prince of Persia.
Oh God.
What's going on, man? But
Oh, Disney.
honestly, back then there were no actors of Persian descent, so they couldn't have cast it correctly.
So Jake Gyllenhaal,
Yeah, and Tobey Maguire.
Ben Kingsley.
Oh God, was he in it?
Yeah.
See, he feels like he might fit. Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh man, it was a good game. Didn't need a movie. Didn't really get one.
Yeah.
It got something.
I heard it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I saw it once at the time. I remember fucking nothing, but it not being good. Ratchet and Clank. That's a kind of a recent one. That's like, it's okay. It changes a lot of the story beats of the game. So then they I think it was released shortly before the remake movie, and so the remake game had to change some of the first game storylines to match the movie, which I didn't like too much. The game's pretty fun. Movie's pretty fun. It just feels like a big like video game cinematic though. It doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like a straight to DVD release. That's what it feels like. Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of the property though. I love Ratchet and Clank, so maybe I should give it a shot.
That's pretty cool. It was Sony Pictures' first movie. I mean, PlayStation, whatever. They made their own like movie division to make that movie, and so that's the one who's going to be dealing with Uncharted, which I personally have no hopes for. As a fucking Tom Holland, really, it's fucking Nathan Drake. It just doesn't bode well for me.
Yeah, while we're on that subject, I mean, I'm the biggest Naughty Dog slave or whatever you want to call fan. I'm a Naughty Dog stan. I mean, hey, there's Nathan Drake right there.
Yeah.
So I have a huge heart for that series, and
I love the series too.
Yeah. I am not looking. Mark Wahlberg is Sully makes me want to fucking grab a bottle of whiskey and shoot my brains out. I don't mind Tom Holland. I mean, the only thing I'd seen from him is Spider-Man, which, he's a fun Peter Parker, but Sarah and I just watched a movie on Netflix called The Devil All the Time. It's like a serious fucked up drama, and he killed in that movie. I'm like, okay, this guy's got some acting chops that we haven't seen yet. So I'm cool with Tom Holland being Nathan Drake. He is a little young, and so is Marky Mark, so I'm assuming they're going with a younger vibe, but I want old Sully smoking a fucking cigar with gray hair. I want an older Drake. But yeah,
I don't want to see a younger Drake. I think it's a miscast.
Yeah.
Did you see the fan film with Phil Leone?
Yeah, that was cool.
That was fucking.
He would have been awesome. Yeah.
Like, you just make an older Drake movie. It's like after 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah, that one was really good with the guy from Avatar as Sully. It was pretty good. Like, you could tell that the action parts, Phil Leone's getting a little long in the tooth, a little chubby, a little slow.
Yeah.
But
he could get in shape.
But fuck the personality, dude. Spot on.
Well, I think what they were trying to do is what Reynolds did with Deadpool. They're trying to get this movie greenlit based on a YouTube trailer, but it didn't work, unfortunately.
Sony was like, "No, we're going with we're going with Spider-Man."
Yeah.
I'm Spider-Man. I recently, speaking of Spider-Man, heard that Jamie Foxx is coming back.
Yeah, that's pretty bizarre. Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? They're making these movies too confusing now. Yeah, he was not a good part of Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I don't see why
they
want him. But He's cool. Uh, Amazing Spider-Man 2, terrible. The suit, I think the suit is the best thing to come out of that movie. It's the best movie suit we've had of Spider-Man to this day. Amazing suit. I only got two more on the list, two of the more recent ones. Detective Pikachu. You see that?
I haven't seen it. I've come across it on
Dude,
HBO a few times. I need to watch
dude,
it.
watch it.
Yeah.
It's fucking good. I liked it a lot, dude. Ryan Reynolds, of course, so it's got that wit and charm.
Yeah.
It's Pikachu, dude. It's really good. It's funny. I loved it. And I hope they make more movies in this universe because the art style of the like ultra realistic Pokemon is fucking super cool. Like the CG is awesome. Story's really cool. Yeah, I liked that one. Detective Pikachu is super funny.
Let's check that out. I hear good things about it.
And then last one I can think of as recent was Sonic. And they changed the look of Sonic because fans online hated it. And I agreed. I was like, fuck. First time they showed Sonic, I was like, motherfucker,
Mm-hmm.
the assholes, dude. And they changed it to look more like the Sonic we know. And it was a good movie. I liked it. It was a fun little romp. It's already been given a sequel. Jim Carrey as Robotnik was pretty cool to see him back in a wacky kind of role.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. I liked that movie. Definitely better
That's
than Mario's movie.
right. That's yeah. I wanted to see that movie. I didn't want to see it at first, even when they changed it. I'm like, it's a fucking video game movie. It's gonna be awful. And then the reviews started pouring in, and people really liked it. It was like critically acclaimed, made a lot of money. I'm like, huh, all right, well, I need to give this fucking movie a shot. And then the world started to end at that time, so I never got a chance to see it. But yeah, when it pops up on HBO, or maybe one of these nights I'll just rent it. But I hear it's really good.
For sure. Um, yeah, it's on some streaming service. I've seen it. Is it on HBO? It's on something.
Hmm.
I've seen it on one of mine. Actually, I think it might be on Netflix. Uh,
Hmm.
Anyways,
I'll have to look into that.
that's my list. Do you got any other ones that you maybe can think of? Video game movies that we haven't touched on?
Um, yes, but I haven't seen them. But I think that for some people, if we don't mention them, they may cry and throw a fit. But so I haven't seen these movies, but I guess it's worth mentioning because there are fans out there. But there's apparently a Street Fighter 2 animated that came out in '94. That's
Oh
pretty
yeah, that one.
beloved.
That one
Yeah.
was good. That one was good.
And then there's a Final Fantasy one that came out in the 2000s called Advent Children, which I think there's some fans of that too. But
Yeah, the CG one. I never saw that.
yeah, but those are when I was doing some research on this because I was trying to think of movies too. Those two seem to come up on a lot of lists of best video game movies.
Yeah, Street Fighter 2 animated movie was pretty sweet. It's all super anime style, really
Hmm.
cool, drawn, really well drawn, and it's way more like hardcore. I remember there being blood and all sorts of shit, and it's pretty cool. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
But then there's also the story of Chung Li, the notoriously a lot of people call it the worst video game movie ever, where it follows the girl from Mortal Kombat, or not Mortal Kombat, but Street Fighter. I haven't seen
Mm.
that one, but I heard it's got like a one, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes or whatever. To
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Sounds great.
it's got like ones or under ones. It's
Mm.
I heard it's terrible, but yeah, those are the only ones.
Yeah, those are the only ones I can think of. But I do have a question for you. Are there any Are there any video games that you would like to see? Like, is there a franchise that you're like, fuck, I would love to see a live action version of this that could be done
Hmm.
right? That hasn't
Hmm.
been done yet.
I had to look at my game wall. So, that's what shit.
I started writing one back in the day. I'm think I'm gonna go back to it just to get out of my head.
What?
I started writing Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus. Oh
Mhm.
man, I hope you got a big budget.
Right?
That's
Well,
an
when I saw,
expensive. That's an expensive one for an indie guy to try
oh
to.
yeah, I just wanted to write it just to as like an experiment, I guess. But yeah, I didn't get through the whole 3 act, but I knew that the first 10 pages there wasn't going to be any dialogue. I wanted it to just be like the boy and his horse on his way to the castle, just kind of set the tone a little bit, and then I was only going to have like write 4 monster fights instead of however there, because you can't do 10 fucking monster fights in the 120-page script. But anyways, my answer would be yeah, I would love to see a Shadow of the Colossus movie. That'd be a dope ass film adaptation if they could do it right.
Yeah, I think
Or
I
Metal
think
Gear Solid.
yeah, yeah, fuck. Why is there no movie yet? That's ridiculous. There's no Metal Gear Solid movie, and they made all these terrible fucking video games into movies. Prince of Persia gets a movie before fucking Metal Gear Solid.
Right.
Really? Um, Metal Gear Solid. I think Halo lends itself to a
Mm.
movie really well. Why haven't they done that either? Especially with the popularity of it. The Nightfall series they did was pretty sweet, but it's not Halo movie. I
Dude, do you
think.
remember that fucking Peter Jackson? It was like a short
Oh yeah,
film. It
yeah,
was like 10 minutes that came out early 2000s. God, that was
yeah,
fucking rad.
yeah. And I think no, I think he was signed on to do a Halo movie, and then they didn't do it. And I heard a lot of the props and stuff they had made got used in District 9. I
Mm,
think if you watch District 9, they have like Halo BRs, a lot of the soldier guys, because I heard
right.
they took a lot of the stuff that they already had made. That's what I heard. It's a rumor. Um, but another one, so it said Halo. Oh yeah, The Witcher. They made the
Mm.
series. I always thought The Witcher's lore and like world lent itself really well to live action, and the Witcher series with Henry Cavill, I think hit it out the park. I thought it was really good, and got picked up for a second season. Tony Hawk, the movie, should do that.
God
Just
damn it.
2 minute runs. But other than that, I can't think of any uh, that I really want to see. Like Uncharted, I thought should be one, but I don't think it's going to be what I want. Um, I think Red Dead could make like a good
Mm.
movie. I think even maybe Grand Theft Auto could
Yeah.
make like a good crime movie. Even if you did like the 5-3 character kind of going through the movie, or even like 4, like Nico Bellic's story was pretty interesting. Even San Andreas would be an interesting. It'd be like a '90s gangster movie, kind of like Boys in the Hood style.
Right.
I think those guys, especially if they were involved, they're such good writers, man. That if they were involved with like script and dialogue, that could be really good.
I wish that I agree with those picks, but I almost kind of would rather see them as an HBO series. Which is kind of why I'm excited for The Last of Us, because they can expand more and have more time for story instead of forcing a 2 hour
I
experience
forgot
out of
that
The
they were
Last of
doing
Us.
that.
But yeah, seeing a Red Dead HBO show would be fucking rad, or a Grand Theft Auto HBO show where they can kind of flesh the characters out and have fun with it. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Or a
Um,
Metal Gear Solid HBO. That would be that would be awesome.
yeah, then you could do the full fucking length story because Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid is only like 5 hours long, the
Hmm.
game. So you could do the full video game, as a
Yeah.
usually you got to shut it down and condense stuff, but that one's short enough that if you did a mini series, do the whole fucking story.
Yeah.
And oh, it's got so much cool.
Characters and
Well, yeah, and it's
dialogue.
got so many good games and
Yeah.
the cool timeline thing, of old Snake, young Snake, a clone Snake. So, God, why doesn't somebody do that?
Hmm.
But that's a licensing nightmare, I'm sure, because Kojima made the game, Konami owns it,
Yeah.
so probably never happened.
We'll
But
see.
yeah, notoriously not very good. I forgot about The Last of Us. I'm looking forward to that. Uh, not casting that Ellen Page, that's a mistake. Like
Yes.
that's fucking Ellie. Like, come on now.
Although she's a little old now to play
Yeah,
Ellie, so
it'd have to be Last of Us 2, wouldn't it?
mhm.
Who's gonna be that? What was her name?
Oh, Abby.
Yeah, ponytail. Abby. Yo, she could have been played by China, dude.
Right.
They should have made this movie a long time ago.
Hmm.
But yeah, that could be really cool. And I hear they're not gonna. the guy who produced the game, Neil Druckmann, or directed it, he's working on it extensively.
Yeah.
He said they're not going to change the story, that they'll just add to the lore. So I'm thinking it's going to cover the first game, the first series. So that's cool. I'm not trying to tell a side story. Like, I want the story of the game, but in a movie, different medium. So notoriously, usually not very good, but there's a couple gems in there. Like we both agree, Mortal Kombat's probably the best one ever made. And God, that sucks that's
yeah.
But it is what it is. Definitely check out some of the newer ones like Sonic and Detective Pikachu. Those are worth a watch. Video game movies are becoming big productions, big tentpole movies like Sonic and Detective Pikachu. I'm sure made a shit ton of money. So that's only going to help the quality of the movies moving forward. And I'm sure we'll get more Resident Evil. They ain't
And then
done with
Monster Hunter will come out, and then we'll go 10 yards back.
that. Monster Hunter. Oh my God. Yeah, there's not much to those games. I don't understand. I don't really play them. I'm sure there's probably some story in there somewhere, but it looks like you're just grinding against monsters to get more gear. I don't know how you do a grind fest game. Like, that's like, it's like do Borderlands the movie, right?
Yeah.
It's just the whole time it's just a shoot fest. That's it. You pick up a new gun, 3 hours of that shit.
I played like the first hour of Monster Hunter, and really what I got out of the story was like there's these warriors that get brought to an island that have a bunch of monsters, and they're there to kind of survey and fight them and take stock, basically. That's from what I got from the first hour. That's what the story is. But you could probably make that work. I don't think that Paul W.S. Anderson's going to make it work with his wife, but we'll see.
They should have gave that to Peter Jackson. He loves monsters. You put that big gorilla in it because he ain't doing nothing nowadays.
Right.
Damn that big gorilla ruining HD DVD.
God, those commercials, dude. I don't know if you remember this, but those fucking commercials in front of every DVD, they say HD DVD at least 15 times in that 30. In your HD DVD player, put in your HD DVD disc, and then you can enjoy HD DVD. I'm like, God fucking damn it.
The new HD DVD video format. And then they swipe. Sharper, cleaner, crisper.
Oh, so you just color corrected it.
Yeah, right. I was like, dude, I've watched movies. They don't look that bad. What'd you do to this?
Yeah.
Like before, you're watching just through Vaseline before HD DVD. Can't even see this motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right. That's the episode of video game movies. That's a fun little one. I thought, or we thought movies, video games. It's kind of what we've done so far, and what we will do, I think, is probably what we're going to focus on. We're not going to get too far out. So we had to do this one, of course, where the two worlds collide and neither world is left happy and satisfied. So that's the way it goes.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So what are your thoughts? You guys like video game movies? Have you seen these movies? What's the best one? Is Mortal Kombat the best one? It probably is. All right. So anyways, thanks for watching. Enjoyed hanging out with y'all every weekend. Enjoy talking to you, Bryan.
Of course.
Yeah. Everybody, thanks for watching. Take it easy.
Take care.
Later.